All right, today's class is in honor of Dave. Dave has been with us for several months after he came here to do his private retreat here with me for his big reset. So, Dave, if I get it correctly, request from you, the specific request from you came after the overindulgence class and how to live without overindulgence. And what came through from Dave is that the low self doesn't always like to make agreements with the middle self. And so overindulging is something that happens through the low self. And the question that you had, Dave, is can you do a class on how to dominate the low self? And so I want to say, first of all, this is a whole study by itself, low self, middle self, high self. And thankfully, Kenji is working on a specific class on that. So for me to condense it into our little 5-10 minute window, I've been doing a lot of meditating on that. So first, I want to say that it's not necessarily the domination of your low self, but it's really learning how to come into harmony with that part. So understanding that the reward systems that we set up for ourselves from the time we're really little, usually when we're little, a lot of times the reward system is through sugar, right? So you do something good and you get a candy bar or something like that. So we, from the beginning of life, get incorrect reward systems set up in our brain. And then as we become adults and we're on our own, that turns into other things that we do to reward ourselves. So the harmony part of creating the harmony of low self, middle self, and high self is high self doesn't need rewards. It's always just the being is the reward. Middle self is the mediator. So it says, okay, low self, I know that you may want to have, you may want to binge on this food, or you may want to over drink, or you may whatever, you may want to just party it up till you pass out. And that's the way that you want to do it. But I know as the mediator that this would be harmful for my body. So how can we come to harmony and agreement? So this morning I said, Creator, I need this to come into a condensed download for this class so that it would be helpful. And the message that I got is that we need from Creator a pure reset on our reward system. I know that that doesn't immediately cause harmony between your middle self and low self, but it will bring you clear awareness of how you're choosing to reward yourself. And the awareness itself will start to pull back and bring in so it's another layer added. And then Dave, after this class, if you want to have a conversation with Kenji, he could go a lot deeper with you on the low self, middle self, high self, just because it's a big topic. But what we'll do today is we will bring Creator's clarity and pure reset onto our reward system. So next time you go to reward yourself in the old ways that you're used to, you'll have an automatic awareness that comes in, and then you can choose. You still get to choose which way you want to go, but we want to have the middle self be the mediator. That's the part that decides. The low self is the animal nature. So if you feed an animal, a lot of times it will stop when it's so full that it's about to explode, but it will just keep going and going and going and going. So it's really, if you want that part of you to tell when it's done, it's not done. So the middle self gets to say, this is what's good for our body. Oh, and the one thing I want to add is, the one thing that I want to add is that we want to bless the food or drink always in theta, especially if you're going into that reward mode, because sometimes when we know we're rewarding ourselves the naughty way, whatever you want to call that, we also internally feel bad about it. So it's like, oh, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm doing that. Whenever you do that to your body, when you're saying to yourself, I shouldn't be having this, or I shouldn't be doing that, your body doesn't know what to do. It's like, oh, it's just coming in, but I shouldn't be doing it. So I don't know how to digest it. I don't know what to do with it. If you choose to take a moment and take your attention into theta, and from there witness creator's light coming into your food or drink and blessing it, making the right fuel for you, a lot of times that's enough levels of divine intelligence coming in to change it. And even if it doesn't change it, at least that food or drink won't feel so harmful for you because your subconscious is now, it's at least you're choosing from a more intelligent, divine intelligence place. So that's also important. So combining both of those, and I've done the classes for you and also little videos on how to bless your food and drink, and I can always do another additional one for you if you need it. But it's essentially tapping into Creator's light and bringing that light, witnessing it come into your food, witnessing it come into your drink, make this the right fuel for me. And so you can come into harmony. It's always about coming into harmony. So eventually you get to be like my low self, for example, is a Black Panther. And when I feel like when I arrive in harmony, my high self is riding on the panther. But there's a peace. There's not like one is the ruler, but it's just this harmonious energy. So find how that is that works for you. But today we're going to go for our reset in our reward system. And so from there, we're going to invite in that divine intelligence when we're making those choices. And then take it easy on yourself. Self-punishment doesn't ever help. It's just, it's an awareness that we want, but we don't want to punish ourselves if we do too much or whatever. It's like, okay, well, I've done this. Now I'm going to do this way. And just keep working with self-love and yourself and all that harmonious pathways. So that's a lot to say for this big subject, but let's reset our reward system. And while you're in that space, take a look at what your reward system looks like for you and how Creator is showing you the reset can work. What would be the rewards that Creator is showing you that could be actually helpful for you, or at least more in balance for you?